So our whole life is being conditioned by ideas, by theories. And it's given to us as if it is fact.
What we're basically brainwashed into believing is that we're going to be on a medication. If I can't sleep, I'm going to need a drug. If I'm not happy, I need a drug.
Our bodies must be producing some sort of frequency all the time as a natural process then to repair the cancers that are arising all the time in our bodies.
And if the immune system functioning is blocked, then cancerous cells, potentially cancerous cells, will not be killed off. Abnormal cells will not be killed off. That will become malignant instead. So you can contract even cancer.
So in foods, we're getting fed genetically modified foods that it's already been proven that they're detrimental to the cell signaling in your body. Yet they don't want to label that food as a GMO because you wouldn't buy it.
So these are billion-dollar industries, alcohol, cigarettes, and all the various kinds of ways we artificially try to jack ourselves up. It's because of this ignorance of our own mind-body systems.
We've lost how to listen to our bodies. We've lost how to even listen to ourselves as far as loving ourselves. We're so outward directed. We are looking for the fix, the next diet, the next cleanse, the next things we should eat and shouldn't eat. It's so confusing. People don't know what they should do about food anymore.
There's the DNA and RNA, and there are thousands of ways that they can express themselves.
The frequencies of music happen to be at the same frequencies as the very vibrations of organs or muscles or bones, so that you can use, whether it's things like ultrasound and infrasound, which are used medically, but the range of hearing sound has generally been ignored. It competes with some of traditional medicine.
Yes, This song is called Be the Change, inspired by the words of Mahatma Gandhi, who lived for peace and not violence, and told us to be the change we wish to see in the world. Freedom's calling, I feel the fire that's deep inside us. Everybody wants change, but tell me who will guide us. To the leaders that pass away, put up your lighters. It's a beautiful struggle, but it cannot divide us. We're the ones that we've always been waiting for. See yourself in the mirror and open up the door. Walk through it and feel the love throughout your pores. Be the light, life's purpose is to feel joy. Metaphysical, lyrical, standing up for truth. The only one that makes change is walking in your shoes. Be the example, don't complain about the news. Making music and serving the world with the loo. Now you can be the same, or you can be the change. Find strength from inside, break through the chains. No one to blame, nothing to prove. You create your reality, it's up to you. Be the change
that you wanna see in the world. Like Gandhi live for peace,
aspire to be.
Someone who fights for the beliefs like Martin Luther King.
Aspire to be
that love,
that light,
like Christ, for the moment in need.
And if you believe
in Jehovah, Allah, Buddha,
Krishna,
it's love to me.
My soul yearns for peace in a world that's flooded with war. History's littered with body scarred.
Oh, there's a monkey over there, and a monkey over there, and another monkey over there. Oh. What's that? There's another monkey over there. Damn, those things are popping up all over the place. Oh man, I'll tell you what, the last couple of weeks been like a whirlwind around here, and I'm just watching these monkeys jumping all over the place, washing their potatoes, and having a great old time. And yeah, Ramon, how about you?
Yeah, just having a really good time, enjoying everything.
Oh man. This is one of those days. It's the sun shining in my window, which is beautiful. Got some really interesting cloud formations out there right now, and I'll tell you what, the way those sylphs jump around up in the sky really amazes me sometimes. You ever do that cloud busting stuff, Ramon?
I've tried it not lately. The best one I had was actually with you at ESSSEEM Ranch.
All right. Right.
Yeah, that was the most powerful one. It was really, really cloudy, and of course, you know, we're out there to look at those weird flying things that everybody has different names for it. And then we concentrated on it, and we cleared it up. We made like a huge, giant circle.
Yeah, that was a trip the way it was like a wall of clouds around us, and there was like maybe a 10 square mile area directly above us. It was perfectly clear. That was pretty cool. The power of the mind, power of faith, or whatever you want to call it, energy, blast them clouds. So, well, we've been really busy with the show, and if you guys have been following, we're pumping out some extras, and hope everybody's enjoying all that. I want urge everybody to check out the series that we're doing on the nature of money with Spencer Barclay. We'll be probably by the time this airs, that segment should be out by the time this airs. But the second segment we just did recorded a couple days ago, and we're digging in a bit deeper into our financial system and the way the currency is float around on this planet. Some really interesting stuff.
And for those of you who say right away, "Oh, I know about economy," no, you don't. Trust me. Oh. Some of the things me and Tom learned just completely blew our heads away. I also posted on there a lot of his videos. So you can go there, check out the videos, and check out segment 1, which is an overview of money, and really what money means. I mean, that alone just blasted me.
Yeah. So,
also, go ahead.
Well, let's see. You guys can find us on Facebook, Twitter. I got my YouTube and Vimeo channels out there, and wherever else we happen to pop up. Let's see. Ramon's got a couple more radio shows coming up, talking about his book. He's got the Truth Theorem Radio. That's tomorrow, right, Ramon? August 1st.
August 1st. So you can by then. I'll have either the link or Tom. Yeah.
And then end of the month, you're on Global Focus Radio. That's pretty cool. I'm glad you're out there promoting it, Ramon.
Yeah, I'm out there talking about you. He mistreats me. One thing I want you guys to take a look at, and I want to get people's opinions on this. It's a crop circle that looks like the vitamin A, and I'm really starting to wonder about this, and we can probably ask our guest what her intuition is on this. But it's anyway, it looks like the vitamin A, the crop circle. So if you think it's two old men with boards doing this together, take another look. Anyway, so I'm starting to guess, and this is my own personal guess, so I could be 100% wrong, that because of all the solar flares, it could be affecting our eyes, and that's why whoever did this is urging us to take vitamin A. I'm guessing. So take a look at it. Go to that website, and if you click on it, it'll take you to the website, and they have many crop circles. So take a look and give us your opinion.
Definitely a possibility. See, I guess we're about ready to bring her in.
One last thing. The Pythagoras Conference, that's coming up October 10th to the 14th at Horseshoe, Southern Indiana. If you're thinking about going there, if you purchase your tickets with us, you help keep the lights on here, and Tom doesn't have to live in a cardboard box.
That's right.
Just joking. Anyway.
So tonight we have Sonia Barrett back. She's the author of The Holographic Canvas, The Fusing of Mind and Matter, published in 2008. Her insights are cutting edge, with much of it supported by quantum physics. Sonia Barrett's work bridges the gap between science and spirituality in a simplified format. She addresses the programming, beliefs, and concepts by which we have lived our lives, both individually and collectively. These insights provide clarity in understanding the paradox of both the real and the unreal, the visible and the invisible components of reality, the holographic experience. Known for her mind-bending concepts, she stretches the mind even further by going beyond the common views of time. Her website is www.spiritinformed.com. See, she's got www.thebusinessofdisease.com and sovereignmindsradio.com. Welcome back, Sonia.
Well, thank you. Thank you for having me back. Oh, you're going to sing. Oh, okay. Welcome back, Cotter. Is that what you're
I was going to say welcome back, Sonia.
Oh, okay.
It's a remake.
Oh, my gosh.
So, Sonia, you've been really busy, I see. Been kind of keeping tabs on you with your newsletter and stuff, and it's just like, that woman's just not going to slow down.
Okay, that's called stalking me. No. You said you're keeping tabs. I'm like, there's a law against that.
They do it to us. Government does it to us. No one
but that's different. Anything they do is different. You don't try to do it.
It's those damn monkeys.
Yeah. Like, don't follow what we do. But I've been doing a lot of things. Sometimes I don't know what. Sometimes I stop and I go, "What are you really doing?" I'm doing all this stuff, and then I'm like, "What am I really doing?" But the film, I think, has really taken up a lot of my time. The documentary, The Business of Disease. That's a good part of what I'm dealing with right now. And I even suspended my radio show after 4.5 years. I suspended Sovereign Mind Radio. I couldn't do it. I just couldn't keep up with doing the show and dealing with preparing for this documentary. So that's like a big part of what's going on.
So what are you targeting the theaters for this documentary?
Well, that's it. It's expected to be shown in the movie theater. And then of course, go on to DVD and so on and so forth. But also film festivals, the normal route especially for independent films. But I wasn't really thinking of doing any of that, not in that manner in the very beginning. It was just a thought. It was just an idea that I had based on that article, The Marketing of Breast Cancer, the Pink Ribbon Agenda. I wrote that article back in 2010. But then when I made contact, it was someone else that said, "Oh no, this is, great concept, love it." And they connected me with Patricia Sullivan of Sullivan Media Group, and her husband, Edward Sullivan, and he's won 5 Emmy Awards for their work. And a lot of that stuff you see even, with the American Idol and Fox, the stuff that comes up that says Fox, all that stuff. They've done a lot of that kind of work. They've done that. So you see a lot of their work, and they're really masters at what they do. And so when she came in the picture, that's when that idea, that concept, that realization, came about in terms of taking it to that level. And then there's other aspects that's coming from it. It's not just the 90-minute feature film, but there are other components that will come from the film. And then there's also a book with it as well.
That's great. That's great.
I was watching the trailer, and just from the trailer alone, it's mind-boggling, and I want to go a little bit into it.
And that's just a little thing. That's not even like the trailer. That's just like a snapshot. It's not like the trailer, but it gives people some insight that we're making this different.
It gives a lot of insight, just from that little trailer, as you were saying. It just for example, it always makes me wonder, you have this company, Monsanto, that's creating this GMO. It's been proven, as one of your guests on the trailer was saying, it's been proven that it's not good for you at all, or animals, or any living thing. And then, yet, they still put it out, and on top of that, they don't even tell you.
Well, no.
Which is amazing, because it's like, okay, I'm sure your own kids are eating this without even knowing.
Right. Well, the whole thing, I think, from beginning to end, in terms of the system itself, and when I'm referring to the system, I'm just speaking of all the levels that run the show, the people with supposed power. I think we have to always remember that we're not important. I think we need to understand that. We're just not important to those people. It's not like we matter.
I'm important. No.
It's the truth. It's not like we matter, and we're sensible. And this is basically how those people are thinking. They think that they decide what's good for us, and they decide what we're going to do and what we're not going to do. And you look at the whole story from, going way back, you'll see that that's how it is. Government decides, corporations decide. Everybody that is in power decides what's good for the peons. If you're not one of them, and you're not there, then you're not that important. And I think that's what we need to look at, instead of thinking that they're really thinking about what's really in your best interest. It's really what's in their best interest. And all we basically are money makers. And it just goes even beyond that. We allow them to experience power. We allow them to experience control. There's a lot of factors. It's not just money. It's what they're allowed to experience, and what they're allowed to, how their perception, then they're allowed to maintain a certain level of perception when everybody else seems to be under their feet. Then they're able to stand, above. And so it's all of these factors involved. And so that's the reason why people don't really matter. And that, that's why eugenics, they're able to do those things. And that's why we have war. And millions of people die, and they feel that it's okay because they've got an agenda and they're doing it for the greater good, in their opinion. Because you don't know what's best for you, and you also don't know. You're not intelligent enough to understand the things that need to happen to keep the system running.
Right.
I hope I didn't say too much.
No, not at all.
But I think that's just what it boils down to. So I think my whole thing is I don't want to spend my time, at least I never have spent my time trying to figure out what they're going to do. How are they going to do this for us? You know what? If you're waiting on them to do stuff for you, guess what? They will do it for you. It's not
exactly. They have been doing it for us.
They've been doing it for you. So the film is really about people waking up and going, you know what? This is actually my body. Guess what? I really own this body, and I really am responsible for this body. Not somebody else outside of me that's totally responsible. And right now, that's the way it is. I mean, it is slavery on many, many, many levels, because it's like your body, people's bodies don't really belong to them. They basically own them part-time, and the rest of the time, the system owns it.
I mean, yeah, that I'm laughing because that goes right into what the gentleman we had on, Spencer Barclay, and how he was just basically telling us that you're judged upon the labor that you put in. So
yeah.
How was it, Tom? That basically our economic system is all, you know,
based on your credit rating and the labor that you provide to society.
Absolutely, the energy you put out. I mean, that's what it is. Your what's the word? I forgot. There's a word I normally use, but you have to understand, it's like a power source, like a like
battery.
You've got these power. Yeah, exactly. And it's basically it. You know, it's the output, because when you work, you have to put out energy to do the work. So you supply the energy needed to keep everything going. And that's on many levels. That's emotionally as well. I mean, you know, when you watch the news, when you see the ads and the fear that is projected, and the feelings that come up within people because of the fear. I mean, that's power you're putting out too. That's energy. That's fuel. So you supply fuel. We supply fuel on many levels. So it's just all about, you know, what you can supply. You know, what can you put back into the system, and those that can't put out that much, they get to be more so guinea pigs than anything else. Everybody gets to be guinea pig, but the people who are at the lower end of the totem pole in terms of being able to work, or in terms of working, that their labor output is minimal, dependent on the system, those people get taken advantage of in ways that we don't even want to admit or accept.
Right.
Yeah, that's very true. I want to take a minute to also, if you guys watch the trailer, you'll see how important this is. And, you know, Sonia's talking about taking responsibility for yourself, and she could really need the help. So if you click onto the, there's a few links that we put up, but if you click onto the Business of Disease, with her link and or click on her picture, you can go there and, you know, $5.
Yeah, help sponsor this thing.
Yeah, because this information really needs to get out there, and, you know.
And it's different. And more than anything else, I want people to understand that this is not just another film that's telling you what's being done to you. But there really hasn't been any of the documentaries that have come out that actually incorporate the aspects that's being incorporated in this film, in the sense of, you know, the quantum physics aspects, just the science behind much of why it's possible for, you know, for the body to heal under the right conditions, and also a lot of the cutting edge medicine, cutting edge concepts. More so, you know, science, but getting people to really understand why this body really is designed to, it's self-containing. It's a self-contained vessel, and how our emotions, how our belief systems, and what we understand, how it actually affects the body. So there's a lot in there.
You know, I saw a video. There's a video on YouTube, and Mona Delfina made me aware of this video. It's a video. It's very short. And I'm trying to remember. I'll find the link and put it up on the website. But it basically, like, if you cut a carrot, it looks like the iris of your eyes. So, guess what? Carrots are good for your eyes. If you look at a kidney bean, well, kidney beans are actually, I forgot why, but they're actually really good for your kidneys. So especially for those of you having any kidney problems. And there's a lot of vegetables they were going through and saying how this vegetable looks like that. And guess what? It's actually good for this.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, I definitely find it very quite remarkable that nature provides everything that we need, and the cure for everything is damn near within arm's reach of everybody.
Right.
But they're not telling you that, right, Sonia?
No.
Right. They're not, and so because of that, it's up to the individual to really begin to question how they live their life. I mean, I think more than anything else, I think that's where we're heading, is that self-realization, self-responsibility. And even though they, as we say, might not be telling us, why wait for them to tell you? That's just more of the same thing. We wait for them to decide what we should do next. And I think that's something that we're just programmed for. So when they don't tell us, and as a matter of fact, they tell us in different ways, we're just, we just don't notice it, we don't see it, but they tell you when they're doing stuff to you. You just have to know how to pay attention to it. So they say, well, can't say we didn't tell you, but we did, but you didn't notice. So we have to come back to that space where we start finding out how we can actually regulate ourselves and not be so dependent on the system and the Western medicine. And Western medicine is certainly important in its own right at different times, but we've become a society where it's all about going to the doctor for every single little thing. And don't let those people have health insurance. Oh my God. If they have insurance, they've got to use it. They just have to make sure that they use it, So I think that there's a lot of factors in here that we have to look at. And the system is very excited about how we see things. Yes, everybody's all up in arms about healthcare, and they're not looking at the concept behind healthcare. Yes, it's needed. But look at how you're thinking. You're spending your time thinking, even though you might not be ill or haven't been ill in a long time. The thought you have is, what if something happens to me, just in case? So we are so programmed to be sick. We are so programmed that at some point something's going to happen to us. And I know for some people, they're probably listening to me going, yeah, but something always happens. Well, you know what? There's something I know, and I know more than anything else that much of what we live as life is just programmed concepts from beginning to end. Somebody handed us a bunch of information, and our parents pass it on from their parents, and we just keep passing it on, and so we buy into it. And just listen to that term when we say, yeah, you buy into it. You actually, it's a buy-in. It's like you play in the stock market. It's a buy-in. You buy in, except for you buy in with your life force. You buy in with your energy. You buy in with your emotions. You buy into it. And so where I'm coming from, yes, is a very different place. And I don't expect everybody to be coming from the same thought process, same space as myself. But what I would like to say, even if you're not in that space, at least stop and begin to think about how you think about your health, how you think about your life, how much of it is really your thought process as opposed to social programming.
That whole programming thing, I mean, it starts at day one. And, there's something that I've always thought about is the whole immunization process, and how does it affect the energy that a person is able to put out, and how their own general energy works. Have you done anything along those lines?
In terms of
the immunizations and they're shutting down the human being?
Well, I just look at it overall. I don't even have to do any research on it. That's just a given that, first of all, it's foreign. It's not chemically, a lot of times it's not chemically compatible with the body, and we have to keep remembering the body is a chemical factory. It is a chemical factory, and people don't see it that way. Most people don't look at it that way. They just take it for granted that, oh, this is my body. Well, you have to understand, all those hormones and everything coursing through your veins, through your cell, somehow your body is making this. So it's a chemical factory. It knows how to make stuff. It is bigger than any meth lab they can, they can put up. It knows how to make all this stuff. So when you bring something else in that does not belong in there, your body will react. And if your body reacts, it's going to affect your thought process. It's a lot of things it's going to affect, because your brain is the other big main, what do you call it again? Oh gosh, I hate when the words fail me. But anyway, it's like the main center, the mainframe. And so, it's sending the messages to the rest of your body, and, chemical production. I mean, the brain is giving instructions, and where are the instructions really coming from? It's still coming from you. It's coming from many levels of you. But at the same time, the thought process is being picked up, as thoughts do levitate above the head, and it makes its way in through the ventricles, in the brain, and makes its way through the spinal fluid, which then bathe the cell. So the thoughts come in. It's like light streams. And so everything that's going on, your whole thought process, your belief system, everything is being washed. So if you're doing all this overdose of vaccinations and you're getting sick, and it's going to cloud you, and there's going to be some level of disconnect in terms of your brain, then just how much you will access and how much you will see. It has to. We're dealing with two different chemicals here.
What I find incredible is we all know Mercury is bad for you. That's a given. Yet they put Mercury into these vaccinations to preserve them, and then say that it's okay, it's fine.
They always say that everything is fine, though, just like everything that's hidden in natural flavors. It's like natural flavors, natural herbs and spices. Well, I don't know what that means. And I always say it's naturally artificial. I don't know what that's. That's what they do. So it's not like if they put mercury in, that's any different than hiding stuff in natural flavors. It's in the health food store. There's probably more stuff there with problems than people think. Just because it's a health food store, no, you look at the ingredients on most of that stuff, and very few things are just the ingredients. And they slide. The FDA is okay with that. They're able to get away with it. So people do have reactions to many things that they don't know is in the food, because it's slipped into natural flavors or natural spices. So mercury, that's just one thing. I mean, they might as well put mercury in everything, and fluoride, because of all the stuff that we get in our foods. So what happens though, guys, is what we have to build. Is something else we would have to do. Somehow we have to build the immune system, and besides just the immune system, the consciousness has to change. Because you can't really fight the system. I don't believe it's about fighting the system. I really think it's about outsmarting the system. I don't think changing the system, you have to create a new system. But that system has been running for such a long time. They are masters at the BS. They are masters at it. They have a BS in BS. And masters it and PhD in BS. So we have to figure out, we have to go, okay, that's the system. Okay, now what can we actually do that we don't hear about? We have to figure out the greater science to ourselves. I really think that's the key. We have to break the code to the science that actually runs our bodies and runs our minds and so on and so forth. I really think that that's the key, self-responsibility.
You think we have the ability to mitigate some of the effects of some of the crap that we're putting in, that gets put in our body? Say I decide that, okay, I'm really going to pay attention to what I'm putting in my body now, and I know that I have some nasty effects in here. Do I have the ability to with my consciousness or meditation or whatever to basically
sort of override it?
Yeah, override it. And
I think without getting all foo-foo and fantasy based with it, I do see that that's possible. However, I think that we've got so many layers of programming, so many layers of belief systems to break through in the subconscious mind for us to even really own the fact that that is possible. And so because of that, I do feel that we do have to be more aware, more investigative about what works best in our bodies, and incorporate that into the natural inner evolution that we are going through, that it's taking place. Like you said, the meditation and so on and so forth. You use that they support each other then. Let's put it that way. Right. While you were doing that, while you were really moving in and going inwards and really understanding more about the science of the body and the science of how all of this works, you're going to then support that by maybe eating things that are going to be more in harmony, more in balance. And I don't believe at the same time in complete elimination of everything. I can't eat any of this at all. I mean, I think that also has an adverse effect on you, because people that do that, I think they do it more out of fear than anything else. I'm not saying everybody, but most people, they're so in avoidance and so in fear of that alone, that stress alone, actually will make them sick and get the very thing that they're trying to run from. And that's why you see some people who are, even though they're raw foodists and they're this and they're that, they end up still very ill. Sometimes the diet, right. Sometimes, yes, the diet isn't completely balanced, but at the same time, the consciousness, that is being used to approach the process is filled with a lot of fear. And if anything, what we do is we're doing everything according to what resonates. We're eating according to what resonates, and we do everything in balance. But it's not like, oh, no, oh, you're eating that, oh my God. No, whatever works for that person is fine with me. I don't care, what you eat. I don't care. I only care about what I'm eating. So whatever you want to do is fine with me.
So what if I just happen to feel that Big Mac really resonates with me today?
Then you know what? Go for it then. If that's what feels good for you, because guess what? You have to know how that Big Mac is going to make you feel later. And if you're going to feel like crap and you're up for feeling like crap later, go. And I have done that with not with a Big Mac, but with certain things that my body has not digested well. And I go, you know what? Forget it. I really want to eat these today. I'm going to go ahead and eat it. And then, then maybe I'm in for the ride after. I'm like, oh my God. But it was good when I was eating it. So just know that you deal with the consequences. It is not a good thing. It's not a bad thing. You know what the consequences are. And so it's not a judgment. You're just making a decision. Do I want to do this based on, and that's the way I see it. You do what resonates. You're not trying to be, as I like to say, a good person or a bad person, because that's how we like to evaluate things. Yeah, I can't, man, that drives me crazy when I hear people say that. I'm a good person. And because I'm always saying those people make me nervous. Every time you say I'm a good person, that just like, it just makes me so nervous because I'm like, I need to get away from this person because there's a reason why you're trying to convince yourself and the rest of us that you're a good person. Just be, just chill. We just need to just chill and be ourselves and not have to do all this extra work, with trying to be this particular thing. Oh, what are you? Oh, I'm vegetarian. Oh, I'm a raw foodist. Oh, okay, well, if that's what you are, then just fine. But don't make it into this grandiose, thing like everybody else is going to hell because they're not, doing these things. It has nothing to do with that. Everything we do just becomes another matrix. And all honest, it's like everything, all these things is just another matrix, another little club that we get into. So that's why balance is like so, I think so important because we're programmed for, this thing or that thing, because this reality is it's polarized. It's about, polarity. So it's just opposites. It's good, it's bad, it's dark, it's light. It's all of those components. So we're used to picking one thing or the other. There is no middle ground. And we talk about alignment. Oh, we have to come into alignment. Well, alignment is a middle ground. It's not really about being the extreme of anything. It's just finding that place that there's no judgment on it, but this is where I resonate right now. This is what I'm feeling right now, and I'm working with that. I'm not doing it because socially it's the best, it's good, or it's bad. This is just what I'm feeling right now. I think more than anything else, that's what I think we have to start owning and just freeing ourselves to be. It just takes so much pressure off.
Yeah. Recognizing the programming is challenging at times, though. Some of this stuff, especially in the quote unquote new age area, there. All the different supplements and
they're the biggest
and gimmicks and all these different things that are out there. It's
hard.
Discernment, using really good, accurate discernment is a challenge.
It's very hard, but I think again, more than anything else, I think you have to get used to being real and true with yourself. I think that's really what it comes down to. That's what I started to notice. And I'm always going through that. I understand what you're saying, that challenge of seeing myself, in different situations and really being honest with myself about the space I'm coming from when I'm doing certain things. And that can be really challenging because sometimes you just really don't want to own that stuff.
Right.
You know what I mean? You just don't want to be that true to yourself. But you go ahead and you see and you realize you're doing this thing because of some other sort of influence that you've got, going there. But if there's fear involved, I think that's a big thing you got to look at. Whenever you're doing anything and there's some fear, involved in it as well. And whatever, the thing is, whatever it is we do, it's all good anyway. That's the truth of it. Everything we do because that's where we are at that moment. And we can only respond and react according to where we are, in who we are at that moment. And so I don't see that there are mistakes. I see that everything ends up being an opportunity then to stop and look at, what you got from it, what was presented to you when you did this particular thing. So I don't think it's about a judgment or an overdose of trying to make sure that you're doing the right thing. If it feels good to you in that moment and you decide to roll with it, then just know that it's okay, because tomorrow you may find out, more. And you may decide that, whoa, I don't think I'm going to do that one again. But that's how we grow, though, so it can't be total avoidance of stuff. Total avoidance sometimes just leads us right into the very thing we're trying to get away from.
Yeah, I've seen that happen with so many things. Like, for example, people want to get away from their cultural beliefs, and then they get sucked into another one even worse than they were on their in their own cultural beliefs.
Oh yeah.
So I see that happen here in the States as well.
And it's like, you know, and then they have to ask why. Excuse me. Then they have to ask themselves why. What am I running from? Because there is something about either something you were told as a child, there's something that you don't like about you. You know? Ultimately, there is something that you don't want to be associated with, and there's something there. And if you don't want to be associated with it, and it's something about you, then you have to really stop, and you have to look at that. It's like, whoa, well, what is that? How do I really feel? You know, what do I think is going to happen if I'm associated with this particular culture or whatever it is? What do you think? Am I worried about how people are going to view me? And I even find myself at times where I've seen that with myself, you know, where I think maybe, you don't think you think you're better than anybody, but there are things that you do or how you might look at somebody that makes you realize that there is a part of you that does think you're better. I mean, and that stuff sucks because you know, you feel it and you're like, God, I'm feeling it. It's like, yep. Yep. You're kind of thinking right now you're better.
Here you go. I had, my favorite one is, well, boy, I'm sure glad I didn't choose that path.
Oh, you chose a better path because you're the better man. No. Yeah, it's a lot. I mean, it's just a lot going on. And then I think after a while, you have to laugh at this stuff, though. You have to laugh because that's the whole journey. Every single insane thing about it is the human journey. And I think ultimately that's what we have to look at. It's the whole thing is the human journey. And taking it too seriously just really locks you in even more. It just locks you in, and it's very hard to really navigate through and to have more clarity and to see, because now you've set boundaries because you're so serious that you can't leave the construct of, you know, of the seriousness. So that's all you will see. So now you live in there. But if we lighten up, and then another thing too we have to remember is that, you know, and a bigger picture in terms of science, everything is really that we think we see anyway is really sort of solidified or appears to be static because of the focused intent that we have on everything around us. You know, those particles seem to be non-moving because we believe in them so much. We believe in them so much. And so it is with everything else in our lives. We put a lot of focus on a problem. We believe in that problem so much that we watch the problem play out. We try to figure it out. We try to understand it. How can we solve it? But when there is laughter and then there's lightness, guess what happens? Those particles kind of just, they break away. Things have a tendency to just be free to not hold that position anymore because you're not holding on so tight. You know that saying where people say, don't hold on so tight. You're holding on too tight.
Right.
You know, you got to let go and free yourself up and relax a little bit. And I'm talking to myself right now based on what happened earlier. See how that works? That was like for me right now. I'm like, okay, shut up. Do we have to do this on the air? I'm like, you have to tell me that on the air? Okay, so that's just my schizophrenic self. I'm like, you have to embarrass me like that. But it's true, though. When you lighten up, when you let go, and you just say, even when you have some problems, and you've tried so hard to figure it out, and you try to solve it, and you spend days on it, and then you just go, you know what? I am so done. And you just give up. You're like, whatever. You throw my hands up. That's usually when you get
the answer.
Exactly. Because you're not holding the molecules in place. You're not holding the particles in place. You're not holding everything in place where it appears static because you're so focused in on it that it has to appear non-moving. It has to, because you're looking at it. You're focusing on it. So it's like, okay, well, I'm just going to stand here till you get done. I'm going to be right here being a problem until you let go. Oh, okay. Well, you've let go. Okay. Now I can just sort of change into something else, or, solution can come in. But, we're our own worst enemy, so.
So, science has been coming a long way in the last 10 years. I mean, it's like they hit something in 10 years ago, and it's just started skyrocketing. The way people have been coming up with things that are just blowing our minds. As far as the disease and attitude and what you put in your body and its effects, on the call it the woo-woo levels. What's who's doing what out there that's putting something out there that people can sink their teeth into and go, wow, this is real?
Okay, I'm sorry. You said who's out there, meaning what?
What scientists or what kind of science is popping up out there that is?
That's sort of. Gosh, I don't know. The only thing that I tend to look at, again, is in no particular person, quantum physics, but I like people like Nassim Haramein. I think that he definitely is really onto some things. Thomas Campbell, David Bohm, he's gone now, but I thought that he was really ahead of his time in terms of the information that he was coming up with. But right off the top of my head, those are people that I can think of right off the bat that I know seem to be moving in that direction. Obviously Bruce Lipton, he brings a very important component to all of this. And, and much of what I talk about is pretty interesting because of course, couldn't even get into a lot of that stuff on the show, but it's really going like way out there. And what I find fascinating is that science comes along and gradually come along on some things after you figure this out. And that's really the way it should be. We are really the ones that should access this information and not really wait on science, because we have access to all of this stuff. It's free, it's accessible. So it's in you, your DNA is all hooked into it. So, we should be able to get that information, but to see science come along and start to say, well, scientists are discovering it's something that maybe you talked about 5 years ago when people thought you were a little crazy. And so I see a lot of that, and my world has just gotten, and I hope to see science coming up with some of this stuff that I've been talking about. And much of these things, the more way out things, we deal with it in like the workshops that I do. I have some workshops that have been going on for 6 months, but we meet once a month, and we really put a lot of this information to work in within that month. But most of these people we've been doing this, and they're part of my workshops for like last maybe a couple of years. But it's not, I like to explain this to people, unless you're in the workshop, you will know it is not a regular kind of workshop that I do. This is not where everybody has to be thinking, going the same direction, and where, it's not that Borg mentality thing. It's people who are definitely on a commonality in terms of being able to have no boundaries and just stretch, allow their minds to be able to stretch and really embark on the unlimited possibilities that are there. So I say we are the ones, we can discover first, and then science comes along and says, you know what, here's what we've got going. You're right. We're backing this up. And the cycles, that's going to be a big one. This 24-hour cycle and our aging process and all of that, that's going to be big. And that's something that I've been talking about, and I hope to be able to somebody asked me recently could you, in my workshop, you really should do a mini book on that, because this is definitely, you just have not heard that stuff out there. Nobody is talking about that with the cycles and, the program, the actual human program.
Okay, now you got my interest piqued.
Yeah, same here. I'm like, huh?
Yeah, it's it's pretty wild. It's pretty, but when you hear it, you know. When you hear it, you go, "Oh my God, yeah."
Oh, we're down to the last 10 minutes, so we really want to ask you many questions about that in the next hour. But tell us once again where we can find like your books, and are you going to be appearing anywhere, and where people can donate for the film?
Well, let's see. My main website, as I like to call it, the mother of all my websites, is spiritinform.com. That website is almost 10 years old. We've revamped it, but it's 10 years old. And the businessofdisease.com is the documentary website. Please go check that out, and you can actually click on the funding banner on the right. I'm actually on Indiegogo.com for funding. Please donate there. And what else did you ask me? Oh, am I going to be anywhere? No, I'm appearing here at my house. And
every day he's starring.
Yeah, every day I appear here. No, I really have not gone out of my way. I have not done any events this year because this film has just taken just a whole lot more. This is my first film, the first time I've done this, and I'm loving it, and I want to do more, and I want to finish that book. But there's a lot of new articles that are like a book on the website, and those are free. And there's lots of products on the spiritinform.com website, lots of tapes and DVDs and downloads and stuff like that.
Wait, as far as like the donations, can you tell us what are some of the things the listeners get for the different donations?
That's a good question. I'll have to look again. No, that's because I got so much going on in my mind here. But if you go on the Business of Disease, well, for one, you do get, T-shirts, and that says the Business of Disease. And I don't want to say what the logo is yet because we have to finish trademarking it, but it's great. And they also get, they'll have copies of the DVDs. You'll be invited to the screening, the after party. Not the after party, but the screening party. What else do you get? Oh my gosh, there's like other things on here that you get, but you have to look because I can't remember all of them. What else do you get?
I got it.
There are other things though that I do offer, and sometimes those are on the site, but they don't show on there. I have all kinds of specials where you can get my work for $100. It's how much is it? How many hours? It's like
it's 19 hours or something like that.
Or something like that. It was like a $250 package, and for $100, I think it's called the Advanced Hacking the Mind package. And you can see it. I think you can see it on the Business of Disease website. Yeah, if you go to the businessofdisease.com, right on the front page, there's a banner that says the Business of Disease, and it tells you what you get. 19 hours Advanced Hacking the Mind package. And then there's another one, a $50 package you get. But yeah, so there's different things that I try to offer.
There's also the one for the ballers. I just want to put this one out there.
You're talking okay.
Yeah, the
$5,000. Yeah, well, you get, I think it's executive producer, title, you're listed. Some of these, yes, you are included in the credits, and I think it's $1,000 and then the $5,000. And then, of course, if it's a business, though, we have other packages for businesses that go up more than that, you know, 20,000 and more. So for businesses, you have to contact us, and then that's a whole different package of marketing, of advertising that we offer to you for, you know, being a sponsor for the film. There's gift bags and so on and so forth, and included on all the marketing that's going to take place. And then we give you more insight about the film, other things that I haven't disclosed here, in terms of its, you know, release, what we have planned for, like, the networks.
What is your goal as far as, like, how much you need?
Well, right now, this one, this funding says it's 15,000. That's the goal for this. We have 30 days now to raise the balance of this money. And when we go into the post-production, then we're going to need more. We're going to need probably, I don't know, another 50,000. So, this is where we are at this time. So if anybody's interested, give me a call or email me. The office number here is 818-899-1133, and I will give you a lot more information. And if it's a business, if you want to see some of the other additional excerpts to the film, it's set up where there, you know, you have access. There's a password, and you can go in and you can see even more of the film.
Yeah, somebody's out there.
Oh yeah,
they're out there, and you know,
I see you.
Yeah, I'm putting my energy there.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, you know, where I am right now with the film, you know, if I had sat around and said, you know, well, I can't start this until I get the money, it would have never happened. And I just started it, you know, I started it.
Build it and they will come, right?
Exactly. That's what I did. And so for me to be where I am right now with it and have great people, my camera people, are really good. The quality of the filming is excellent. And, I am just so very grateful to them, because I didn't know what I was going to do before. I had no idea, but I just had a dream to accomplish, to see come to life, and that's kind of what's happening. And people are excited just about this trailer that we see, just a small trailer. People are very excited about what they see coming. They realize it's going to be way more than normally meets the eye.
Yeah, I could definitely feel that. So watch the trailer for yourself. Business of Disease. Tom?
That's about it I want for this segment. Thanks for listening, and if you want to listen to the full show, click that subscribe button and join us in the membership section. If I can spit it out.
Thank you so much for your support and listening. Even including those that are not members. I mean, just listening is important to us as well.
Condemnation without investigation is the height of ignorance.
The love you deny is the pain you carry.
And see you in hour 2.
Yes, This song is called Be the Change, inspired by the words of Mahatma Gandhi, who lived for peace and not violence, and told us to be the change we wish to see in the world. Freedom's calling, I feel the fire that's deep inside us. Everybody wants change, but tell me who will guide us. To the leaders that pass away, put up your lighters. It's a beautiful struggle, but it cannot divide us. We're the ones that we've always been waiting for. See yourself in the mirror and open up the door. Walk through it and feel the love throughout your pores. Be the light, life's purpose is to feel joy. Metaphysical, lyrical, standing up for truth. The only one to make change is walking in your shoes. Be the example, don't complain about the news. Making music and serving the world with the loo. Now you can be the same, or you can be the change. Thought strength from inside, break through the chains. No one to blame, nothing to prove. You create your reality, it's up to you. Be the change
that you wanna see in the world. Like Gandhi live for peace,
Aspire to be
someone who fights for the beliefs. Like Martin Luther King,
Aspire to be
that love,
that light,
like Christ,
light
for the moment in need.
And if you believe
in Jehovah,
Allah,
Buddha,
Krishna,
it's love to me.
My soul yearns for peace in a world that's flooded with war. History's littered with body scarred, trying to settle the score and maintain an archaic platform of power and greed. People fight for land out of survival and need. So I'm killing my television and I'm planting a seed to fill my head with knowledge that I'm seeing recede. Due to the media propaganda killing my creed. Oh, what don't kill me make me stronger, feeling straight when I bleed. Fighting for interest before it's attached to feet. They try to sell you anything in this world, nothing for free. Land, air, fire, and water, they keep up in the ante while the anti-proletariat hold the powers to be. But we keep fighting, surviving, and thriving, recycling and rhyming. We constantly inclining, we see through the lying and prying. They tactically keep trying to keep you from asking the why.
Be the change that you wanna see in the world. Like Gandhi live for peace,
Aspire to be
someone who fights for the beliefs. Like Martin Luther King,
Aspire to be
that love,
that light,
like Christ, for the moment in need.
And if you believe
in Jehovah,
Allah,
Buddha,
Krishna,
it's love to me.
We find solutions, different possibilities, creating organizations like Aspire to Be, inspiring young minds to see, building life skills, nurturing creativity, fulfilling the youth's basic needs, listening actively, teaching the tools to succeed, positive role models, we plant the seed, the roots drink the water which feed the tree, someone help me, giving